Hello there, Lunar Squadron, and welcome back to the channel. We are now roughly 66 days away from the official release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2. That calendar just keeps on moving. We're getting incredibly close to getting our hands on this game, and today we are going to be talking about some brand new gameplay details that were confirmed by Sony themselves, as well as some leaked gameplay details. We're going to break those all down for you today, but first, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you as always. The way to do that, just go down below this video, hit that little subscribe button, the bell notification right on next to it. It will notify you every single time that Andreas and I upload. Now with that out of the way, let's go ahead and break down all these details and learn some new stuff about Marvel Spider-Man 2 today. Alright guys, so the first place I want to start in this video is on the official PlayStation Store listing for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which actually got a surprise update this week. We got a brand new look at the symbiote suit on Peter, which I gotta say, it looks incredible. This has to be our best look at it yet, at least in terms of resolution. The suit looks absolutely incredible, and it looks like a brand new, fresh take on the symbiote suit, which we would expect no less from Insomniac, keeping to the overall theme of the symbiote suit, but bringing some of their new flavor into the action. That is just pure Insomniac when it comes to these Spider-Man games. But not only did we get a new look at the symbiote suit, we also got some brand new FAQs for Marvel Spider-Man 2. If you guys haven't gone through these yet and you have some of these questions, I highly implore you to take some time out of your day at some point and just go read through these FAQs. They answer some questions such as where the game exists in the Marvel Spider-Man timeline. Are these stories connected to the Spider-Verse movies since these characters have made cameos in this game? Is this a multiplayer game? What kind of villains are you going to fight? It answers all of these various questions. But where I want to hone in on in terms of this video is this FAQ where it says, what are the accessibility gameplay features in Marvel Spider-Man 2? And Insomniac provides us with some great new confirmation of some of these details. They say Insomniac Games have devised a range of new and in-depth accessibility features to create a Marvel Spider-Man experience without barriers. Building on the accessibility improvements in previous titles, these features allow the game to be enjoyed by more players. These different abilities include audio. Screen reader support will read aloud all on-screen text and menus. Caption. On-screen captions and audio descriptions are available for cinematic scenes, and this one, to me, this last one is the most exciting one for a wide array of reasons, and that is gameplay. You can choose to slow down the action to 70%, 50%, or 30% of the full speed, switching back to regular speed whenever you want. Now, the reason that this feature is incredibly exciting is for a multitude of different reasons. First, this is a great accessibility option from Insomniac for people who just are simply unable to handle this game at full speed. You know, one thing that PlayStation has been really good at over the years, and their studios have been really good at, are accessibility features, allowing everybody to enjoy these incredible experiences and stories. That is just something that Sony has hung their hat on, and that continues to be the case here with Marvel Spider-Man 2. But not only is this feature great for that reason, it is also great because I think being able to slow down the gameplay, the combat, the web swinging to a 70%, a 50%, or even a 30% presents some really cool opportunities for gameplay capture, for gameplay experience. You'll be able to get in close, slow the action down, see it all develop. Just some really cool possibilities here with being able to slow everything down and kind of have a slow-mo option here. I know you guys think back to some of the older Spider-Man movies where there are those sequences where everything kind of slows down and you can really see how athletic and acrobatic Spider-Man is and how he's able to just make those split-second decisions, and it really shows off how everything is honestly a game of inches of him missing things or landing punches or whatever. I think this presents some really cool opportunities to see this game in close at a slower speed. So this is definitely something that I think Andreas and I are going to at least experiment around with and just see if we could come up with some cool shots or whatever. I think this is a really cool option that was added from Insomniac Games in terms of Marvel Spider-Man 2's gameplay, but that is not the only thing I want to talk about. We also got some leaked gameplay features for Marvel Spider-Man 2. This came via an article actually earlier this morning, and this article is titled Spider-Man 2 Graphics Modes Fidelity versus Performance Mode, and this is an article out of GG Recon, and it just recaps some leaked details we got early this morning on Twitter. Now, they say that the two Spider-Man 2 graphics modes are called Fidelity and Performance. This information comes courtesy of The Snitch, who is a gaming insider and leaker, so it's worth taking the exact details with a grain of salt until official confirmation comes. I completely agree with this. If you guys have been with us here at Lunar Squadron for a long time, you know one of the main principles that we have held when reporting news, and especially reporting on leaked information, is guys, always take leaked information with a grain of salt until it is confirmed by either the studio or the publishers themselves. You don't want to, have that false belief in misinformation. So whenever we're talking about leaked info, just be very careful taking it as full confirmation, because it's not. It is leaked information for a reason. So take it all with a grain of salt. Completely agree with the sentiment of this article. But as we continue, there are two graphics modes reportedly in Marvel Spider-Man 2, at least at launch. That being Spider-Man 2 Fidelity Mode, which features 30 frames per second, 4K resolution, and ray tracing and additional visual effects. This seems in line with everything we've seen on this current generation of titles and from what we've seen from other PlayStation exclusive titles on the PS5. The other one being Spider-Man 2 Performance Mode, that will feature 60 frames per second, a 4K upscaled resolution, and no ray tracing or additional visual effects in terms of gameplay there. This seems right in line with everything that we have seen from this generation and from what we've seen from the various PlayStation titles on the PS5. Now, the one thing that I do find interesting here and I wonder about is we're only seeing two modes here, and if you think back to even the most recent Ratchet and Clank out of Insomniac Games, there was also the performance ray tracing mode. So I wonder if this is a situation where perhaps the leaker missed that information, or perhaps Insomniac just is not able to have that mode included at the launch of Marvel Spider-Man 2. But I fully expect Insomniac to include some sort of performance ray tracing mode at some point in this game, where you have, a dialed back resolution, but you're able then to still have 60 frames per second and ray tracing. Perhaps you target a 1440 resolution, but you can still have ray tracing and 60 frames. Kind of have a happy medium where you're able to balance both of the performance and fidelity modes together. I fully expect to see that in terms of Marvel Spider-Man 2 at some point. It just might not be available at launch, which is perfectly okay, because unlike some other games that are coming out soon, at least we are getting a 60 FPS 4K upscaled experience in this game. And guys, if you have not experienced a Spider-Man game at 60 frames, if you never played Remastered, you just played Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, you just gotta experience the web swinging and combat at 60 frames. It is honestly stunning. It is beautiful. It is life-changing. It is one of the best gaming experiences I ever had when I finally was able to boot up Spider-Man Remastered and swing around at 60 frames. It was just truly incredible. So that is definitely the mode that I will be playing in at launch, just to get that smooth, buttery feeling when it comes to the gameplay and swinging it. There's just nothing like it in terms of gaming these days. So guys, let us know down below in the comments what you think of all of these accessibility features. How do you feel about this new option to slow down the combat and gameplay to 70, 30, and 50%? Will you experiment with it to see if you can get some cool shots or some cool experiences like we've seen in the Spider-Man films? Also, let us know what you think of the graphics modes, it being, so far it appears to be fidelity and performance. Is that okay for you guys? Is this what you're expecting? Do you think we will have some sort of performance ray tracing mode at some point? Because I certainly do. Let us know down below in the comments, because we love hearing from you. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me for this one. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.